In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, today we are going to discuss why the life of a human being does get wasted. Why does a person think somewhere around the 50s that maybe he or she has lost their life? Not necessarily in each and every case, but in quite a good number of cases it does happen. And why does it happen, by the way? That is going to be the topic of our today's discussion. Dear friends, once we are very young, in most of the cases, we are the people with who are not, getting a reasonably good training. That is the trouble with us. We are not taught the way a person, the way the child of a human being should be taught in a society like that of ours. As for certain other societies are concerned, the developed societies are concerned, obviously the situation is much, much better over there. And they are not facing and encountering the kind of problems, the kind of troubles we people are here in Pakistan. Here in our society, we people are having certain, because the public sector educational institutions here, these are not importing the quality education at all. The public sector, the public sector educational institutions are unable to render the quality services here in Pakistan as far as education is concerned. As for the private sector is concerned, here in the private sector too, the cheaper educational institutions does not teach anything good. As for the very expensive educational institutions in the private sector are concerned, those are out of the reach of the maximum number of the people, and it I can safely say that around more than 95% of the people in Pakistan will not be able to afford the educational services being provided to this class, in the elite class educational institutions. So it is a kind of or something which is automatic and natural that we are not going to get a kind of training and education which we should be getting. I'm not talking about the developed countries, definitely the situation is quite different over there. But in a society in the third world countries, in a country like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, etc., the situation is not good at all. There are very, very few of the cases there in Pakistan, and the countries like Pakistan where the children of the commoners are getting the proper and the good quality education. The rest of the children, these children are unable to get something which should be which they should be getting, which is their actually right. So what, why does our life gets wasted? Why do we think like this one? I mean, somewhere in the 50s, why do we feel like this one? Why do we think like this one? And I am of the view that it is a lack of clarity actually. The concept of life, the concepts are does not become clearer, does not become clear to the younger folks of the commoners. So what is the solution here actually? What is the solution here? We actually shouldn't be pursuing the things which are unimportant. The trouble with us is that once we are in the younger age, we don't know how important it is to get rid of all the unnecessary, the useless activities. We need to know what is important and what is really important, what is unimportant and what is useless, and what is rather harmful. Many of the people from our class, they people are found indulging in the activities which are very much harmful to them, which are very much harmful for them, and also Many of the people here in the class of the commoners, as for the younger folks are concerned, they people are found indulging in the activities which is just the wastage of the time, which is just the wastage of their energies, and which is just the wastage of the rest of the resources. So that is why, we fail to accomplish something good really, because we were not very aware of the life actually. We fail to accomplish something worthwhile even once we are 30. Somewhere in the early 30s, even in the 40s, we fail to understand. That's the reason we do feel somewhere in the 50s that maybe I have wasted my life. We desire, and we desire that I be given another life, but that is impossible. Not even impossibly difficult, rather it is impossible that someone will get another chance. Nobody can get another chance. So I think that is extremely important for all the children. That is extremely important that they don't indulge in the harmful activities, that they don't indulge in the unnecessary activities, that they don't indulge in the useless activities. Rather, we need to set priorities in the life, and we need to follow those priorities in a strict manner. We must be very much strict as far our priorities are concerned. We must be very strict as far our priorities in the life is concerned. I think the health must be the top priority, and after followed by that, I think we should be getting the professional education, almost each and every one of us, or at least we should be taught how to do a kind of business, how to do a kind of trading business or manufacturing business. That must be the second priority. Teaching something which is concerning to the morals, to the ethics, as for the morals and ethics and the values are concerned, that must be one of the top priorities, or maybe the top priority. Because once we do understand and we do practice properly the value system, I think the rest of the things will start getting better on a consistent basis, even on an exponential basis. So, dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, I think that we need to teach our children to set priorities. We need to teach our youths to set priorities, and to get rid of all the useless, the harmful, and the unnecessary activities. Because the time we are having is a very limited one, and it is very precious at the same time. So, for that particular reason, we must be very careful and very cautious as for the time is concerned, as for the physical energy is concerned, as for the financial and the rest of the resources are concerned. We must divert all these resources. We must divert our time, our physical energy, our finances, and the rest of the resources toward the very productive activities, toward the health, toward the finances, toward the education, and even toward contributing something for the needy people in the society. So that is how I think that if at all we are found pursuing the situation, we are found pursuing the priorities like this one, I think that once we are in the 50s, we will be happy and satisfied, inshallah, that I did live my life in a proper manner, and I don't repent and regret. Although a human being can never ever be perfect. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.